Previously on Quest for Competence.
Welcome to Findangulus's Fantabulous Findangulation Factory.
Do you know where Gem is that will bring Dead Girl back?
That's a simple, workable problem. Demon in basement of inn needs to be dealt with.
This town full of idiots. Let's go kill Demon, because otherwise we'd be stuck here and probably turn into idiots too.
Live, laugh, love, and there must be laughter before there can be slaughter.
I moved to not light anybody else on fire.
A magical mace appears out of thin air, smashes down on the Oni's head, and explodes it like a grape.
Hey y'all, I am Judy Black. I am an author of primarily Dungeons and Dragons stuff, with a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of bloodshed. My newest module is Short and Sweet, which is exactly what the title says. It is a funny, cute, silly introductory model for new players to Dungeons and Dragons. So you can check it out on the DM's Guild. And on this Quest for Competence, I play Gigi, the Necromancer. And yeah, we still haven't found any competence though, so meh.
I beg to differ. I find competence every day, just not here. I am the one, the only, the R.E. Carr, otherwise known as Rachel to my friends. R.E. Carr to all these assholes. When I am not playing D&D, I write urban fantasy and science fiction. My latest Deviant Dark Dryads is out, and I even have to share that title with one Rick Gualtieri, but don't hold it against me. In the game, I play Hilda Swington, the druid with anger issues, and we'll leave it at that.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri and I play Moog Face Eater, the Eldritch Knight who does your mom all night, unless she's an elf. In real life, I write several things, including, I write Bill the Vampire and the books that come after, so check me out.
Hey y'all, I'm Misty Massey. I'm the author of the Mad Kestrel series of pirate fantasy adventures. And today in the game, I am playing Anwir Crow, the suave, sophisticated rogue who just wants to get in your pockets or your pants. It's your choice.
¿Por qué no los dos? Why not pockets and pants? I have pockets in my pants. It's efficient. I'm John Hartness, and I am the director of this musical mayhem. In real life, I'm the publisher and founder of Falstaff Books, and I write multiple series, including The Black Knight Chronicles, Bubba the Monster Hunter, and Quincy Harker Demon Hunter. My most recent release is the Bubba the Monster Hunter novella, Wampus Rumpus, mostly because I just wanted to call something Rumpus. Let the wild rumpus begin. And you can let the wild rumpus begin by getting out there and buying my chit. When last we left our intrepid idiots, they had battled an Oni and defeated it and jumped on it. And
I turned into a bear after being a
Yes.
spider. It was
yes,
pretty epic.
It was inspiring.
awe-inspiring even.
Yes.
Well, now you are in a warehouse full of stores, full of rice and flour and sacks of barley and grains and all kinds of crap that people make food from, and a dead Oni.
Moog not remember. You burn Oni to keep them from coming back, right? Or maybe that troll. Either way, Moog will set it on fire.
Oh dear.
Okay.
And even if not, well, provisions this town needs for winter.
That are flammable.
Moog will laugh as they starve when the snow comes.
Before the fire gets out of hand, can I just cast Tidal Wave on it?
Sure. Did you tell the lovely people at home what tidal wave does?
I mean, it's not the most creatively named spell on the planet. Um, it summons a tsunami, not to be confused with my cat. Because why kill when you can overkill?
Moog can understand that logic.
Anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
So, yes, I can conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within a range of 120 feet. I can make it up to 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 10 feet tall, but I don't think that'll be necessary, as tempting as it would be to wipe all these horrible humans and their urban spawn off the face of the earth. I will merely dump it on the flames. This once.
Okay.
And if
Um,
these urban assholes starve by raping the land, Moog and I might agree a little on that.
okay. A fire has been started. A fire has been quenched. Now you
Good
are
job.
in a soggy warehouse with lots of soaked wheat and flour and rice and other stuff.
Is there a cask of wine that I can rescue from this madness as I crawl out of the soggy, wet, singed basement?
Sure. Um,
Okay.
yeah. How big a cat? You've got your smallish casks, but then you've got some. You want a big cask of wine, or do you want something that you could actually maybe carry?
I want a big cask of wine, but I'm not crazy. So, yeah, just one I can carry under my arm is fine.
Portable.
Strong disagree, but sure.
Could always strap it to dwarf.
Ta,
Hmm.
you're funny, lad. Stupid,
If
but funny. There'll be no strapping of casks to me ass.
I'm not turning into an ass, that's just putting it out there. Why don't we go get paid and be done with this mess?
Paid is good.
Well, paid in information, but
Oh,
we might get something else.
well,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Let's return to stupid, fantastic person.
As you are walking out of the warehouse, a bucket has been dislodged from the rafters by the tidal wave and it tumbles from the ceiling, landing firmly on Trinkaren's head, rendering her unconscious.
Oh, no.
At least we
Poor
won't be
thing.
sold to for the next few hours.
We
Let's
could
take the win.
Strap her to dwarf's back as well.
I second this.
You might be wanting to ask the dwarf. She's not my problem. She's your problem. You want to bring the saleswoman along. That's on you.
Moog not see issue. Eye Gouger clan uses dwarves as pack animals. We work them to death because there will always be more pack animals.
Has never ever encountered the dwarves of the Ball Smasher clan.
Oh,
Now take a look at her relative heights here, boyo. You want to play this game any further? And then he pulls out the device that will trigger the explosive strapped to your arm.
crazy horned necromancer lady?
Hmm?
Can your minions just carry the unconscious little one?
Very well. Mademoiselle Conchi and Gallery can just one gets the arms, one gets the legs. Not to remove.
Moog has suggestion.
Mm.
You could just kill her and then bring her back, and then she walk herself.
This is also true, but I'm trying to save spell slots so that I can do other things like other things on fire later.
I'm gonna need a bigger tsunami.
Moog will laugh watching this pathetic town burn.
It would be very funny. Okay. Mademoiselle Conchi and Gallery have the saleswoman. Hello, Tonkaran. Have a good nap, pet bucket.
All right, I guess we leave.
So I suppose you would like to move back to Fendinglis's fabulous whatchabapooey.
Want to? No. Have to? Yes.
Yes.
Only if you want to get paid.
That little
I
shop
do.
changes names every time we blink, doesn't it?
We can change names, or we can wait for Hartness to flip through his notepad.
We can
I
change
know
names.
which one I'm going for.
I guess approach the desk and be like, Oni dead. Pay us before winter winds come and you starve to death.
There was some slight collateral damage that may have affected some of the stores. Just saying, it was a big Oni in a small space.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Entirely Oni's fault.
There were actually no deer, just a bear.
That-
We killed the Oni. Could we please have the information?
Really, you sent us.
Yes, I don't know what you
did.
expected.
It's still standing. The whole place is standing and not on fire anymore, so you're welcome.
My taxes are going to go through the roof. Regardless, you have in fact performed the duty that I hired you for. That is excellent. And yes, I did promise a suitable reward, so here you go. He reaches under the counter and pulls out a sack of gold. There appear to be about 500 gold total in the sack. And everyone give me knowledge arcana, please.
Moog rolls an 11.
19 for Gigi.
Hilda rolls a 4. She is
16.
distracted by the horribleness of this urban setting.
Sure. That's every bit as
Mhm.
reasonable as anything else you could come up with. Alrighty.
And 16 for me.
At least
so-
I didn't say I was looking at Moog's ass.
But we know that's what you meant.
Yes.
So, Gigi and Anwir, because you are well versed in one case, the use and creation of magic, and in another case, stealing valuable shit, the two of you sense that there is something out of the ordinary and perhaps magical about the bag itself. And then you notice that it doesn't seem nearly heavy enough for the amount of gold that pours out of it.
Moog, no. Take unconscious friend, put her in bag. Problem of carrying solved.
No. Well, as
No.
long as we leave her head sticking out.
Okay, I mean, do we? You want Moog saw it off first?
No. No. That would make a mess, and we'd probably have to clean it up. No.
Yeah,
We'll just-
Monsieur,
we'll put
Monsieur
all of-
Ding Dong, Monsieur Ding Dong, what is up with this bag?
Oh, yes. Nothing extraordinary. It is merely a small bag of holding.
I did not expect anything extraordinary from you. What is the deal with it?
Yeah, you don't look like the
You-
kind of man who has an extraordinary sack.
Well, dearie, I expect that were you of my preferred species, we could have that conversation.
Are you saying you have a problem with green girls?
No, I'm saying I don't like tall women. I like
Oh.
gnomes.
Well, I can't blame you. Everyone has a type. You know,
Right.
there was a really good village of Canada. Just the population of men is actually thin there now due to an incident, and you might find yourself getting very lucky there.
Okay, I don't want to hear about Mr. Ding Dong getting lucky. That's
Moog has suggestion. Moog's uncle, crushed dwarf enslaver, used to like gnomes too. He would stack one on top of the other and then use both at the same time.
In a sandwich?
No, one
No.
on top of other.
Okay, so what is up with the bag?
Before we start discussing gnome sandwiches, what's the information on the gem of
Fumark.
Fumark.
The gem of Fumark.
Fu-
First,
Oh, God, I have a horrible feeling I have just had a revelation about that name.
Really?
only
really
took
just
4
now?
episodes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You got
All
there
right.
though. You got there.
Oh,
I'm proud of
Jesus.
you.
I'm
I
sorry, I
am.
was looking at
Only did
Moog's
she get
ass,
there,
okay?
she got
It
there
took a
15
while.
seconds before Galtieri.
Wow.
Isn't that always the case?
Not usually, from what I understand. Usually the other way around. But anyway, yes. It is just a normal bag of holding. You put things in there, and it opens a small interdimensional rift to basically a storage facility. And then you reach back out and you pull it back out. Don't put living things into the bag of holding unless you want them to come out not living.
That's actually a very effective way to get corpses, and it keeps them very fresh.
Well, that's why I said we won't put her head in. Everything else goes in, and we just close it around her neck, and it's just somebody has to carry her
And then
head.
I
part
believe
of her
this-
body ends up in a storage facility, other dimension thing, and her head remains. That's just asking her to be held by Moog at this point. Can we move? No, we've got the corpses holding the not corpse right now, moving along. What's the information we need on the gem of Fumark?
Yeah. Also, I do also have a ring that I wish to bestow upon you for all of your assistance. Here you go. And he stretches out his hand. He doesn't take the ring off of his finger. He just holds his hand out in your direction.
Moog finds himself skeptical.
You want us to pull your finger now?
Well, no, especially not you, Mr. Face Fister, whatever your name is. I don't want you to hold anything of mine. But yes, just slip the ring off my finger.
Moog is going to take another
Why
Arcana
can't
check.
you slip your ring off your own finger?
I was going to say, this is not
No.
going to end well.
No, I can't actually. It's a magical ring that can only be ownership can only be transferred by it being removed by the new owner. Now, historically, this has happened upon the death of the previous owner, but
Generally.
because you have been so helpful, I would like to grant you this boon.
And what else
What do
ring
I roll
do?
to detect bullshit?
That would be insight.
Oh, I'm actually good at that.
Bullshit detector, go!
Hilda rolls a 15.
Nothing he has said to you is untrue. Everything he has said is accurate.
Moog, I have a question.
Yes, Moog.
So ring cannot be bestowed unless gifted, yes?
Yes.
But what if you gnaw off own finger?
That would be incredibly painful. And
Would that work?
I don't know. Probably, but I want to finish the day with the same number of appendages as I began the day.
So
That
if
is
Moog were
one
to
of
put,
my goals.
So if Moog were to put ring on same hand that device attached to, and then decide to kill dwarf who currently enslaving us, and it blows arm off, Moog would be rid of device and ring, and then be free to use other arm to kill dwarf.
Moog, I think you should give that a try. I want to see this happen. Let's go.
Can I recommend my therapist, please?
I don't know anything about devices, blowing arms off, and very little about your grumpy.
Where is the
dwarf.
bleeping gem before I lose it
Oh.
and somebody gets their arm ripped off who isn't me?
Well, yes. I don't know. I know where it was, but I don't know where it is. The last I heard was that it was at a temple of Tirana, the goddess of the thunder lizards, in Ragafel. It's about 4 days' ride east of here.
Goddess of thunder lizards, Ragafel. Moog,
Sounds
Moog
like
wishes,
fun. Let's go.
Moog wishes to visit. Give Moog ring.
Here you go. He holds out his hand.
Don't pull his finger, Moog. It never ends well.
No, we're not going to curse my friend. No, Moog.
No.
No,
Moog have planned for this.
Oh boy.
Moog will take
went
it,
to
and he will put the ring on the same hand that is currently attached to the device.
Okay. The
Yeah.
ring shrinks down to fit perfectly.
Now, only one who can take ring from Moog is one who kill Moog, and as long as Moog has ring, that means Moog is unbeatable.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's not at all how the ring works, but
Moog is already
sure.
unbeatable, so it's perfect, Moog. It's wonderful. You are unbeatable champion of all.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
All fear Moog and the Ring of Power.
Considering the,
Why must the
the
idiot be
potato
hot?
in your hand, I would not be calling anybody idiot.
Are you mocking my meditato?
I would never mock the meditator. Okay, so we got to go deal with the goddess of the thunder lizard.
Oh,
Is
you
anyone
are very lucky that bloodshed is fun, sir.
Those
Good
of you
day.
who are spellcasters can make a knowledge arcana check to see if you know anything about the ring, and Moog, you can roll that with advantage since you are in contact with it.
Moog rolls a 19.
Apparently, staring at Moog's ass helps. Hilda rolls a 19.
Yeah, I just want to see what's going to happen. That's an 11, so I don't care. I have a spell that can identify it later, and I don't care right now.
It
Doubt I
seems
have a
to
clue.
be it seems to have a lot of random chaos energy associated with it, and it feels like it feels like something that could be activated once per day. Oh,
Moog
yes,
likes
you
the
will
cat.
need the activation word.
And that is?
Fendingalus, of course. Just concentrate on your hand, utter the activation phrase, and something fantastical will happen.
Fandangulus.
Don't do it in here, you moron.
Roll me a d100.
In here is the best place to do it. Honestly, I
Okay.
want
Oh,
to
I was
see.
going the wrong way.
I'm right
Let's-
next to him.
That's
70.
a you problem.
Alrighty. 70.
And we're making our way to the door.
Moog likes the death. Moog
All
likes the
right.
misery. Moog likes the chaos.
Roll me a d4.
4.
Okay. 4 extra legs spout from your pelvis. They're very thin and spindly and not really good for much of anything.
Yes! Now Moog can stomp 4 times the number of elves to death.
And they
I
will
think you're turning into a spider.
remain attached to you for 4 hours.
Moog likes.
Well,
Your
that's your
movement
Georgie.
speed your movement speed is cut in half.
If they don't go away after 4 hours, you really should see a physician.
They are currently about the size of Moog's arms.
Moog will turn to Hilda and laugh and be like, "Ha ha! Try figuring out where Moog's ass is now."
Believe me, I have a homing beacon. Now let's go.
So yes, once per day you may utter the word Fendingalus and a random magical effect will happen.
Excellent.
Ooh, Moog likes this.
Dear Lord.
I can't think of anyone in the party better to be blessed with this ring.
No, it's perfect.
Tis.
So is he hustling us out the door, or?
I'm leaving. I don't know about
He's certainly
you.
done with
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
He's gone
As-
back
as-
to straightening shelves and generally ignoring you.
Let us
Yeah.
get on road.
I want to check something real quick before we leave town. Can I hold the bag of holding for just a minute?
With all the money in it, I assume.
You can come with me. I'm not going to touch the money. Everybody can come with me. I just want to see if something will fit.
Okay.
Okay. And so
Oh la la.
I take the bag of holding
You
back
want to shove things
Oh.
in Fandingalus' sack?
Okay,
Uh,
Power
Bevan.
to you.
No.
Oh la la la
No,
la la.
I go back to the inn where I had to sadly leave behind the giant cask of wine. Will it fit? Will the big cask of wine fit inside the bag?
No.
Damn. Okay. Well,
Anything
I put
the inside of the bag of holding is largely dimensionless, but what can go into the bag of holding is limited by the diameter of the opening, which is about what you would expect from a normal sack that you could carry around. Realistically, 12 to 14 inches across.
Will the small cask fit inside?
Yes.
I mean, a pony keg might.
Okay, I put several small casks in. We have wine for dinner every night for a little while.
Alrighty. You have
See,
wine
I
for
was
dinner.
being generous and helpful. You guys doubted me.
Can't imagine why they would have doubted you.
I can't either.
Anything else you would like to do?
No,
This
I'm good.
shop is mostly filled with crap, right? There's like no actual
Oh
good
yeah,
magic
it
stuff
is.
here.
It is essentially the wish.com version of a magical emporium.
Okay, I'm just gonna give everything a very judgmental look and then leave.
As if pillage and murder is not an option, then Moog says, "Let us get out of town."
Alrighty.
I mean, it's words to live by. Is there any pillage and murder to be had? Just asking out of curiosity.
Not
Well,
that
we just
you
pillaged.
know of at the moment.
Okay, then we should
Then-
probably go and find some thunder lizards.
Alrighty, as you exit the magic shop and begin making your way back down the main thoroughfare, you hear a sound coming from the alley between the blacksmith shop and the inn. You hear a sound coming from this direction. It sounds like
From
someone
where we just were not.
has sprung an intermittent leak. So, psst, 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 psst.
What?
Also, my cat keeps meowing every time I do that.
I will approach it cautiously and hope it's not somebody taking a piss.
It is, in fact, not someone taking a piss. It is a human female. She appears to be in her mid-20s, dark clothing, dark hair pulled back in a ponytail, and a somewhat grim expression on her face.
Sounds tasty. Tell me more.
There's a woman in the alley.
I'm getting there.
Do you have a problem? Perhaps with your teeth, or were you just trying to get someone's attention?
Your attention. Not just someone's attention, but your
Most
attention
humans don't
specifically.
consider that wise, so what do you need?
You have met my sisters. And as I understand it, that meeting did not go well for them.
I point to the zombie people. No, it didn't.
Well, they were much better looking alive, but yes.
Debatable.
Okay. Debatable.
My leader, my employer has a proposition for you. Not like
Ooh.
that. Not
Oh.
that kind. Well, maybe, but later.
And we're smiles and sad at the same time.
Later. That's a conversation for another time.
Excellent.
Would you care to accompany me?
Is it going to be an ambush where they try to get revenge and kill us all? I mean, just tell us, then we can decide honestly.
No. If it were going to be an ambush where we killed you all, I would have sprung it already.
Sometimes people take a little time to set up. I mean, we did
And I
just
certainly
kill
wouldn't
everybody.
ambush you right here in the middle of town. I would...
Oh, arrange a meeting and lead us off?
Okay, that's fair.
Dear lady, what is your suggestion? What is this proposition you want to make?
I am not authorized to... I have no frickin' idea. My boss just sent me here to get you, and honestly, I don't care if you come with me or not, but if you don't... I don't know, shit, did I write that down?
Oh,
She
same.
is known...
She?
Yes, we are an all-female order of protectors of the realms. We refer to ourselves as the Sisterhood, and our
You murder
leader
trees.
only when absolutely necessary, or to make a fire, also necessary. But our leader is referred to as Mother.
Stinky.
So
That's
I,
slightly
Sounds
creepy.
sounds lovely and culty. Let's go.
so yes, I am to bring you to Mother, where she can discuss a potential business arrangement and maybe give you information that your current employer has withheld. And she gives kind of a dirty look to George the bailiff, who shrugs and gives no fucks.
We
Why
should
don't
go
we
and
go
speak.
find out?
Perhaps one of us shall adopt the title Motherfucker.
It's been tried by better elves than you.
Moog, not elf.
Moog need mirror.
Then I would suggest you cease this line of discussion and lead us to Mummy.
Okay, woman who speaks strangely. Everybody want to
Uh,
go with the
She's
creepy woman
French.
into the obvious ambush?
of course, I need
Does it look
Absolutely.
like
mobilities.
going with her annoys George?
Oh, George is very much not down with this.
Then Moog go.
If you if you try to leave, I'll have to blow your arms off. I got very specific instructions that you're to go, get the gem, bring the gem back, then I get paid and I never have to see your ugly faces again. Except for you, Frenchie, you're kind of cute.
Thank
But
y'all.
George, if we've been ambushed and abducted by this young lady, we can't help it. You can't blame us for being abducted by superior force.
I think he
Would you
can.
like to roll persuasion for that line of bullshit
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
okay, because George so far ain't buying it.
What is an arm when you have as many legs as Moog?
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
It is one woman here, guys. We're not exactly having our
Shh. Shh.
Yeah, with a 23 on Weir, George is like, fine.
Yay!
Thank you, Georgie. I feel safer already.
Come with us, dwarf, and we will see how best we can betray you.
Them, George, them.
them.
You do not inspire confidence, Mr. Facelicker.
That's not his job. His job is to rip off faces and eat them. Let's at least keep him in his wheelhouse.
This is true.
Fair.
No, I
You
can't
don't
argue with
send the
that.
first either for diplomatic mission. But here we are!
So, I mean, let's be real. It's a trap. We're probably going to get into some murder and some mayhem, but we might actually get some information about the
And
fucking rock we have to get.
And
So
worst case scenario, evil demon woman winds up with more servants.
I could always use my buddies.
that doesn't even sound like the worst case. I can think of about 100 worst cases, but we're not dealing with them yet. Fine, let's go walk into the trap.
Well, I Moog can
I'm
think of worst cases too. Moog stick member in in knothole with wasps. That not great.
How did
on
that go for
purpose.
you, Mood? That's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Sister, can we go see Mummy, please? Please, I'm begging you. I
Yeah,
do not want to hear this story,
she
please.
looks horrifically disturbed and just doesn't speak, just nods and says, "Yes, come with me." She
Okay.
leads you to the outskirts of town and into a large mansion.
Ooh.
Is it
And
Victoria's living in
flammable?
style.
immediately upon entering the mansion leads you through the great hall and down a set of stairs to the basement.
Why are we always ending up in the basement?
I
Is the
think it has
basement
something to do with
flammable?
rising to the level of your morality.
That's okay. Anwar's walking with Moog down the stairs going, tonight over around the fire, I want to hear more about this bees thing. So
No.
I mean, if you're telling the story, I might, just for pure natural behavior curiosity, want to hear it.
right,
Moog
exactly.
will tell story of when Moog was a carefree boy with his best friend Doog, and we would do things together.
Wait,
All right.
you prefer doing things with Doog? Because that
What's
just
wrong?
changes my
Together,
whole.
side by side, not together with each other.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, we're gonna, because the map didn't scale right to make everything look not insane, we're going to have a little theater of the mind.
Okay.
Ooh.
If you start a
Imagination.
fight, I'll have to figure some shit out, but
Oh.
otherwise,
Oh boy.
Hey.
Challenge accepted.
What do you mean if we start a fight?
It's up to her. She gonna start the fight. We ain't starting.
Yeah, she gonna make the offer.
I love that blind faith that John has.
oh no,
Boy.
I have multiple different ways that this encounter can go. One of them doesn't suck for y'all. It's like Doctor Strange when he's like, I looked at like 2711 billion.
If there's one, we win.
Yep. All right.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find some way to find that 3 millionth and one.
As the sister leads you down the stairs, there's a woman sitting at a long table. She is currently peeling potatoes.
Woman look
Okay,
like
I am at ease.
She is a large human-ish, far as you can tell from the back of her head, but she's very tall and very broad-shouldered. You can see thick, muscled forearms, thick sausage fingers, and she seems to be using a short sword to peel potatoes.
we have come as requested, ogre woman.
Is this like Lady Dimitrescu from what's that game?
Resident Evil.
Village.
Yeah.
Show me the feet.
I have no idea what Lady Demitas is,
Oh,
but
she's a
as
big
you,
lady.
She
as
is
she turns, you can
statuesque.
see that she is, in fact, a half ogre.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Wow.
she turns and she says, Welcome, welcome. She puts down the short sword and the potato. I am Mother.
I bow.
That's adorable.
Isn't
I don't
he?
do humans.
What do you do?
Manner. I always bring my best manners, lady.
You and I can talk later, Greenie. As you had a unpleasant encounter with my sisters, we are the daughters of Irandis. We are dedicated to defending and protecting women across the land and across the dimensions. And your quest is currently running contrary to our mission.
How?
That's interesting.
The man that has, for lack of a better word, hired you is not, in fact, the mayor of the town. He is not the father of the sleeping Lord Mayor. He has murdered the Lord Mayor and cast a spell upon his daughter. What he did not know is that only a conscious effort by the rightful ruler can open the wards on the town treasury. In other words, He killed the wrong person, and now he can't get the money he wants to steal.
That is very funny.
So, dead daughter must be awake to open wards on treasure if we wish to steal treasure.
That is also accurate. That's
Hmm.
not what we're working towards here, but yes, the daughter must be awakened using the gem of Fumark. But if you give it to the man currently pretending to be the mayor, he will simply murder her and leave her. And after he forces her to open the treasury, he will murder her and use the money to usurp her position fully.
Interesting. I'm looking at George.
Moog not care.
Eh. George shrugs. I got hired. I was hired to do a job. You want me to not do that job? Don't care. You're just going to have to beat what the other asshole's paying me.
Well, what are they paying you?
700 gold.
Would you
Is that-
take a 500 gold down payment?
Don't give dwarf money. Look,
Absolutely. As
look,
long
there
as
are
it comes
5
in
of us.
as
If
long
he
as it
blows
comes in
off
a
all
bag
of
of
arms,
holding.
we still have 5 arms to kill him with.
Just no, hear me out here. Just let's go for the simplest solution that doesn't get all of our arms blown off. First, we pay him off, and the condition is we get these things taken off, George. And then we listen to what these people have to say, and then we figure out who we murder afterwards. I mean, murdering a prick who took over a pinnacle of capitalism and pain sounds pretty good.
And I'm willing to pay off anybody that can take these devices off of us without, the hard way, that is.
Moog throws a wink at the druid. He's like, "Oh, Moog thinks he understands. We pay dwarf. Dwarf takes off arm things. Then we murder dwarf and take back money."
Moog, your inner monologue is going to take a little bit of work, but we'll use this as a running theory. Just keep that in your head for now. Hmm.
This is the most fun I have ever had with a group. You all are just, you're beautiful.
I'll tell you what. If you give me the 500 gold, I'll take the crap off your arms and leave.
Oh, dwarf want head start.
Yes, the dwarf wants a head start.
Or we can go do the thing for the guy. I don't care. I'm just here. I'm just doing a job.
Okay, mommy, excuse me. What is your proof of these stories that you say? I just am curious. I don't particularly care, but I am invested. Like I am listening to the bard in the square. I need to know what proof do you have that this man is not who he says he is?
That's a fair question.
You know that it is impossible to actually prove a negative. I can't prove that he's not something.
If he is casting something like a disguise self, and if there's very simple, you just counterspell it or you dispel it. The spells have a certain duration, they run out, people run out of spell slots. It's very easy to prove if someone is using a disguise if you are aware of that fact.
He's just a liar. He doesn't use magic to disguise himself. He's just a liar and a murderer.
a
As
practical
are,
effect.
of course, most men.
Well, that's true, but how does he look exactly like the other guy if he's not using magic?
Maybe townspeople stupid.
That is very
Valid
possible.
point.
Yes. Mr. What was your name again?
Moog Face Eater of Eye Gouger clan.
Yes, Mr. Face Gouger is absolutely correct. Everyone in the town is stupid,
Everyone?
except the sleeping daughter. She is very intelligent.
Okay.
Moog believes ogres not lie. Human lie, dwarves lie, elves lie. Trust ogres.
But she's half human, so bullshit detector is going on.
But probably half that not talking.
Roll perception.
I was
If
looking
bullshit detector is going. You
at
can't really. Insight works. You can't really pick anything up.
Yeah, the half human, half ogre. And ogres are simple and don't lie, but the human part makes me suspicious.
Um,
Eh.
Misty, you think the same thing with a 14. It's probably you can't really tell. And Gigi, you can tell that there's a lot of truth to what she's saying, but are some things that ring bullshitish to you, specifically the part about the entire town being full of morons.
Actually, that was the part I believed the most.
That's fair.
Yeah. So you're fairly confident that she at least believes that the guy isn't really the mayor and that he has trapped the rightful heir to the throne and needs the gem to get the money.
Do you
Her
know
bit
where
You
of
the
know what the
gym
gem
is?
does?
Can I bring us back around to the part where we can get these devices taken off of us for a mere 500 gold? And I'm willing to throw in 100 of my own.
Actually, Moog has questioned that has not been answered by Ogre Woman. Is that town paying us what Ogre Woman paying us?
I suppose this is not the time to suggest that you would do this just because it is the right thing to do.
No, that is a poor suggestion at this moment in time.
I mean, it is helping an urban hellscape, so I will need some compensation.
Fine, I have been authorized to pay a ransom from our stores, and you may keep the gem of Fumark after it is used to awaken the mayor's daughter.
Sold.
And good.
I am
And
I am on board. I love helping women.
Me too.
and Moog likes hurting dwarf.
Hey, laddie, I'm
Hold
just
on.
gonna leave. There's no need for violence.
Yes, we can give Georgie the money. He can go
But
start a new
just
life.
Give
before
dwarf
we
money.
can take off the armbands, give the money, restrain Moog. I'll try not to get too excited by that, and we'll just.
Moog is okay. Moog will not harm dwarf now. Moog enjoys the thought of hunting dwarf when dwarf is sitting there in tavern, drunk, having spent the gold, and then he will look up, and the last thing he will see will be Moog's boot descending upon him.
Which boot though? You have a lot of legs now.
Yeah, why not all of them?
Do they have boots? That's
Four of
actually
them
a,
do not. Four
I
of
think
the
they're
legs
naked
are
legs.
naked.
did they rip through his pants too, leaving delightful holes for later?
Yes.
We're not going to comment very much on whether or not Moog's holes are delightful, but these are magical legs, so they just kind of magicked their way through the pants, and you won't know until the legs are removed or fade away whether or not they left holes behind in his pants. Right now,
Mm.
you can't tell because
Delightful holes, no less.
Mm-hmm.
whether or not they're delightful will be entirely in the eye of the beholder.
But bump.
Are we gonna face a
Boo.
beholder? Is that foreshadowing?
It is now.
Great.
Hello, right
It
here.
Man, we have
wasn't.
too many. You have too many writers in this group. We just think. All right, let's just.
And that's a very waifu beholder there.
It is. It's the best. It's cutest. I have one of the super pink, super
Aw.
adorable, very waifu beholders that lives on
That
my desk.
is yes. All of the weebs watching now are and all of the weebs listening are like, wait, we can see this? Yes, YouTube kids, YouTube.
Yeah. But yes,
All right.
let's pay the dwarf for the arms, and then mommy, do you know where the gym is? We've gotten like we last saw it over here, but I mean that's not very
It
helpful.
involved thunder lizards, which sounds both erotic and obnoxious.
Yes, Ragathale. That is the last place anyone heard of the gem being located, and it is in an ancient temple to
The goddess of
Tirana, the
yes.
goddess of thunder lizards. Yes.
Okay, that tracks. Hey, George, do
Aye.
you want Didn't you have an affair with the daughter of the maybe lizard person infiltrator dude?
Oh, I can neither confirm nor deny.
I'm just
But
saying,
yeah.
once you're free of this and we're paying you, wouldn't you like to just sort of come along and see if she's okay? And also not give Moog a chance to hunt you. It just arouses him.
Yeah? No.
Okay,
I'm
why
thinking
not?
that I'm thinking that as soon as I get shed of you, crew, I'm getting on a boat, and I've heard good things about Caldern. That's where I'm headed.
It is. It's lovely over there.
You realize you just declared your destination in front of the man who wants to hunt you. Does
Mm.
no one have an inner monologue?
You realize I'm not currently on a boat, so I might not be going where I said I'm going. But I wasn't going to say that to Moog, because he's a moron. And if I tell him I'm going to Caldern, he's not going to think that I'm not going to Caldern.
Reverse psychology, very smart.
Right.
Realize
Let's
Moog
just
not
get these
actually
damn things
moron.
off and pay you.
Moog just not speak your language well. Moog try not to be
Uh,
insulted by such things.
You might not speak my language well, and you could be a moron. There's no reason you can't be both, son. I don't know that you're capable of holding two different thoughts in your mind at one time, but a lot of us are.
Okay, so here's the 500 gold for Georgie.
Ah,
And
thank
now
you.
you before I give it to you, you take off the arm things.
He pulls out the controller from his belt pouch, flips a switch. The glowing lights on the armbands go dark, and they pop off. Then George drops the controller on the ground and stomps on it. Yeah, see, I knew what you were thinking there, Moogie boy. You were going to put those little bracelets all over me appendages and then blow me up to
No, he was
pieces.
going to
No,
put
actually-
them on his extra legs to see what happened.
No, Moog actually was not thinking that at all. Moog wishes he had.
And where was?
So
my knees.
now you can have the bracelets. I don't care what you do with them. I got the money. You know what? We don't even need to call it a down payment. 500 gold is good. I'm out of here.
Au
And-
revoir.
George turns around and heads for the stairs and nopes right the F out.
Goodbye,
Awesome.
Georgie.
Awesome.
He's smarter than all of us.
That's a low bar.
I will name a corpse in your honor.
He waves over his shoulder. Thanks, Frenchie. Love you, mean it. Bye. Hope I never see any of you again.
Yes, of course.
You say
Okay.
that now, but who's going to defend you in dark and evil forests? Well, evil to city-dwelling urbanized fuckers.
I'm a dwarf, moron. What do you think I'm going to be in a forest for? I'm going back underground. Fuck all this sky and tree
Or on a
shit.
boat. Who knows?
Yeah. So, Mother looks at you. I assume that means that you have chosen to accept my offer and are now going to work with us to free the mayor's daughter. And
Does she have a
bring-
name? It seems a little disrespectful to just continuously refer to
Yeah,
her
I
as
mean,
a
we're always
possession of a
relating
man.
to her in relation to a patriarchal figure. Isn't that a little low for a group such as yourself?
Ooh,
Just
burn.
saying. It is, I just have a thought. I
Moog
get annoyed.
consider her just dead, stupid human girl.
That at least is
Moog.
her own.
Inner
That is-
monologue, remember?
That is not as a possessive.
I too would like to know her name. Her lovely, lovely name.
Her name is Michaela.
Michaela.
Yes.
Moog, make note of that, Mitchell, or something.
Thank you. I get
you
annoyed.
can continue
about
to
it.
refer to her as dead human girl if it makes you feel better, Moog. I'm not going to be judgmental, even though you are a male.
She's letting you get away with all kinds of things, Moog.
You had a male in that group because I have his corpse right there as proof. Like Gary is right over there holding Tunkaran. So you had a male in the group. So
Breeding stock or cannon fodder?
he was very good cannon fodder.
Porque no los dos?
I see you speak owl bear. I do as well.
Yes. Yes, sometimes after they have outlived their usefulness, they can find new usefulness that may or may not
Voila.
involve living.
Hmm.
See? Gigi understands that men have their place. Sometimes it's prone, and sometimes it's wandering around carrying heavy things.
This is good.
We can do other useful tasks too, but I digress.
Moog understands all about the need for children. Once Father Gnarl Gutspiller burnt a village of elves, and he took their children and he adopted them. And for years he raised children as his own. They wanted for nothing. And then finally, when the children loved him enough, he pushed them all off a cliff and laughed as they screamed, "Why, Father, why?" It was a very fun night.
It's like we go to the same parties. We'll talk later. All right.
There are
Just,
so many daddy issues to unpack here.
Yes, I
I
just leave them in a little box over there. We don't touch them.
I think this is a good use for that bag of holding be hanging from your belt.
Yes, that
The
is
good
it.
news is that you can fit lots of daddy issues in your bag of holding.
Mm.
To accompany you on your journey, I would like to ensure that we have some way to communicate, and for that, I will need to send along with you one of my sisters.
is anyone going to strap something to us that will explode?
Well, whatever you want to strap to whatever is entirely your business. I'm not going to judge. We all
That's as it should
have
be.
our needs, but it's not part of her instruction. She is just to lend aid, to render assistance, and to report back to me when the task is complete, and we can offer you your just rewards. That doesn't mean anything nearly as nefarious and terrifying as I now hear that sounding.
Yeah,
I'm
that's always
glad. Thank you.
You're sounding scarier than the people who started us in jail. So, can we dial it back a bit?
I like it.
Sorry about that. Sometimes it's the ogre. My sometimes I just need to threaten to murder somebody.
I can
Ah.
understand.
Moog
Have you tried
understands.
therapy?
I murdered my therapist.
It
So
happens.
yes, it didn't
Did it
take,
help?
but I tried.
No,
Not her.
that's fair.
So I would like for you now to meet Sister Georgina.
Dun, 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 dun,
She rings a little
dun.
bell, and a dwarven woman clumps down the stairs.
Son of a bitch.
No, laddie, I'm not a son of a bitch. I'm the bitch herself. She has a holy symbol hanging around her neck, a large hammer, a shield strapped to her back, and is dressed in heavy armor. She has a long, braided red beard and looks like your average grumpy ass dwarven cleric.
So we now have upgraded George.
You
Good.
now have an upgraded George.
We stay here tonight or we leave now.
You are welcome to remain within my domicile for the evening. We can stable your mount. We can provide you with a good meal, soft
Is it plant
bedding.
based?
Sure, potato. See, she shows me potato. Mash them, stew them, toss them in a pot. Potato.
I think staying would be nice, and
Have a nice long rest is always appreciated by the spellcasters of this group.
Absolutely.
maybe.
All
And
right.
I'll offer up a cask of wine to share with everyone.
Oh,
Label that cask looks familiar.
I'm pulling the label off real quick. What label? I see no label.
Fair enough. Neither do I. I will see you in the kitchen. Georgina will lead you to rooms where you may take your rest. You may bathe. She looks pointedly at Moog with this. Not in the blood of your enemies, Mr. Moog, but in water. perhaps even with soap. So, we will see you in 2 hours at dinner.
Are you
Thank you.
telling me there is an opportunity for Moog in a bath, Witcher style? I'm just saying, is it possible?
Let your imagination take you.
Anything is possible. You're a little tall for a Yennefer, but sure, go for it. You can toss a coin to your whatever the hell Moog is.
Moog and Hilda sitting in a tub.
Alrighty. You're led to a set of bedrooms. There is a pair of large bathing rooms. There are no gender designations
Mhm.
on the bathing rooms, so y'all figure that out amongst yourselves. You have a nice dinner. You have a nice long rest. All of your hit points are restored. All of your spell slots are refilled.
Hell yeah.
Then you can take time to study your spells, freshen up your walking corpses, and do all of those things before you embark upon your trip to the Temple of the Thunder Lizards.
I'm totally turning into a spider and sneaking in to see if I can get my Witcher moment. I'm
First
just
thing in the morning, I'm gonna be Vandingless and see what I get other than legs.
Well, your legs do fade during dinner. They just
Oh.
poof. They did, in fact, leave delightful holes in the pants. Um, we will roll for flashing at the beginning of the next episode of Quest for Competence. But as you all know, just because the game session is over does not mean we're done. It does mean, however, that we will now take your questions. And because our Patreon patrons at patreon.com/authorsandragons pay for the privilege, they get to cut the line. So, Rick,
All right.
roll
Well,
that beautiful bean footage.
we do not have a whole lot, but our friend Zach of all trades asks, "What kind of explosions does your character like best?"
I feel like Gigi should answer that one
And a
first.
lot of these came from a lot of
No.
these came because we originally asked right before 4th of July. So
Right.
I don't know. Someone else go first. I don't. I don't.
this one is easy for Moog. Ones that involve elves.
And we're like explosions of love. Just, anybody.
Hilda likes calling lightning upon the infidels who would defile the land.
Yeah, I don't think those are explosions, Onweir, as much as they
Lightning
are
explodes.
expulsions.
Explosion. It's close.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is there like an ancient website called Porn Tavern here or something?
Probably.
I don't know, but I'd like to know about it. He would.
Yeah, you'll have to cast a special kind of scrying spell for that bad boy.
Yeah. I think Gigi, even though she doesn't have a lot of these spells, is basically super cooling something and then hitting it so that it explodes, leaving the bones nicely intact but the meat gone.
Dang.
Meat explosions are her favorite way.
She's both necromancer and pitmaster.
Because the whole rotting process is very slow for zombies and
and boiling a skeleton till it that's you could waste a whole night doing that.
Yeah, well, and there's problems with fat pockets getting into the bones and causing them to be brittle. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time learning about taxidermy, so
On the flip side, with that one method, plenty of soup stock.
that's true. That's true.
Oh damn, I'm
Long pork.
Delicious long pork.
George's preferred method of explosions are, honestly, drunken flatulence. He doesn't actually like blowing up people's arms. He'd rather just get drunk and fart a lot.
Well,
Good
now
for
he has
him.
the
Now he
money to
can.
go get drunk and fart a lot. And now we get upgraded George.
Yeah,
Yes, now
Georgina.
you
Who
get
doesn't
upgraded,
want to blow
Georgina.
off our limbs?
She just
Um,
met you. Give her time.
That's
oh,
right.
say I need to write down that my next corpse has to be named Georgie.
Fair. All right, we got another one, Rick.
Sure. Actually, another one from our friend Zach. What's worse, when the GPS comes on right before the big solo in a song, or right in the middle of it?
Ooh,
Mm.
oh,
Oh,
right in the middle when
middle.
you're in the zone and it's like we're halfway there. Turn right.
Whoa.
Living on a prayer. Yeah.
Yeah, the song's rocking out. It's like, here
Yeah.
I am, get into the right lane.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm with
Yeah.
you
got to be in
there.
the middle.
Got to be in the middle. It's
Hmm.
it's like coitus interruptus. It's
Yeah.
I
like
mean,
mid.
everyone. There's
It's like
nothing like blasting out Bon Jovi or something in a car.
The worst thing was when we had the free Sirius for 3 months when we first got
Oh
our car,
God.
and it ended dead smack in the middle of Interstate Love Song. I'm sorry, that's a sin.
Oh my
You
God.
don't interrupt Interstate Love Song for nothing. So,
But that was really smart on their part because it made you want to. It made you think for just a second. God damn it!
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's like when you get a phone call in the middle of a song.
I don't know.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like with John's example there. What if you're rocking along to a song in the middle of getting roadhead there, and suddenly it's like traffic stop ahead?
My favorite though it has to be like a roadkill announcement, because that anytime Waze makes that announcement, which I heard a lot over this weekend, was always startling.
Roadkill?
Roadkill ahead. I was like,
I
woo!
literally
I don't think I've
saw
heard
my
that one.
first up close roadkill yesterday. Like
Well,
really up
Like
close.
why were you up
Oh,
close?
Yeah, I would
that's
say
so
I need
cute.
Because a raccoon got boom onto the sidewalk while I was walking, and I'm just like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Thank goodness it was insta dead because I didn't want it was the biggest raccoon I've ever seen, and it was like right in front of me,
oh
and I
God.
just didn't know what
you
to
didn't
do, and it
want
was
Raccoon
you
like
didn't
I didn't
want
crawling
it to
want
towards
it
be
to like
Rachel. Help
injured and
me!
pissed.
We
yeah,
we
it was
Southerners are going, your
praying.
first one, really? Because we see
Yeah, I
dead
mean,
possums every 20 minutes. So
I
hell, a few
live
months
on
ago
an
I
urban
created my own
hellscape
roadkill.
street. Yeah, it's not common. I mean, occasionally there's a squirrel or something, but this was a full, recently bonked raccoon that mercifully got instacranium hit and just up and died because I was like, what the fuck? Because if a raccoon is out in the day and running straight for the street, it's probably rabid.
Now I'm thinking that this is like the first in a long like line of witches curses that like Rachel has got. So every time she goes out, an increasingly large animal is just gonna get hit by like a bus in front of her. And, like tomorrow's gonna be a coyote.
Eventually,
Oh, I
eventually
forgot
it's
about
like
the
black
water buffalo that
bear.
up and died in India. That
right.
was more scary, but it wasn't quite as close.
Oh God.
Yeah, eventually it's black bear versus pinto, and then Rachel's just sitting there watching dead
Oof.
pinto, grumpy bear, and that would be the time to run. Just
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah, I do live in a very urban environment compared to most of you guys. So if there's a black bear, we have bigger problems.
Why is like there a killer
Uh,
whale crossing the
I
road
live in
next
the
to me?
middle. I live in the middle of a city, and a deer ran into the side of my car on the
Yeah.
interstate. Yeah, 7 lanes of I-77, and a deer runs into my car, the driver's side of my car. So that thing either got across 4 lanes or it got across 3 and then was heading backwards and made it across 2 more and then head-butted my car to the tune of close to $6,000 in damage.
Yeah,
I
deer
think
Oof.
are
the
Yeah.
deer
not
got it
bright.
worse though, or did the deer walk off?
Shit if I know. It was the middle of the night and I was trying not to die as a
Right.
deer head-butted my car right in the driver's side door.
Oof.
Yeah. By the way, there's apparently a lot of sensors in new Subarus, so anytime you take pieces off and put them back on, lots of recalibration.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Like I
Interesting.
something similar with my old Saturn. I was driving down this road and a deer ran out and I swerved and basically the side mirror punched it in the face. But it was a Saturn, which were pretty much just all made of frisbee plastic. So it was
Yeah,
like,
so I'm surprised you weren't just like sitting then on the asphalt in the driver's seat, and everything else was like one of those little cars back when we were kids that you could put them together and crash into things. The car would blow up, and the old
no,
parts
I
among us.
literally mean frisbee. I mean, you ever tried to destroy a frisbee? This Saturn, like, I can't tell you how many things I hit with this Saturn's bumpers, and like the bumpers never even got so much as like a scratch.
Oh, yeah, my mom had a Saturn, and it's true. You could bump into anything, and the bumper would just like boom, boom.
That is
Wow.
kind of what bumpers should do.
Yeah,
This.
I
Wow.
mean, maybe
It was-
if everything was wrapped like bumper cars,
it was
we'd be
great. That
better off.
Yeah.
I tore off the fender on that car because I hit a tree backing out of my driveway, and I replaced it with literally duct tape.
I
Wow, we
dented.
have set a new record for tangents on this
I know,
question.
right?
That,
I know.
um,
I was
I don't know
about to
about
say
record.
I dented the gymnasium building at the preschool where I used to work years and years ago. I dented it with the school van, and I didn't tell anybody. And I recently drove by, and it's still dented. That dent in the building is still there. So I never told anybody it was me, but
well, not until now. Now,
Now
Yeah,
they
but
know.
now
Misty's
people
former employer is
know.
watching, and
that would be something.
Oh.
alrighty,
Oy,
you
oy.
want to do one more from Discord, and then we'll jump over to the
Well,
Book of Faces.
That's good.
Sure.
We only have one more.
Well, there we
Our
go.
friend Kyle the Goof asks, "What is something or someone your character would want to declare independence from?"
My lust for elven flesh.
In so many different meanings of the word.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I'd have said I would like to declare independence from the nasty little bangle on my arm, but I got it, so yay!
Yay!
Now you can
Woohoo!
declare it.
I have declared independence.
Yeah, I was going to say, similarly, Moog doesn't like taking orders from a dwarf.
Well, Moog's going to have a rough campaign.
Is there a like cloning factory for dwarves? We'll just keep, no matter what, one will appear somehow.
Maybe.
Don't know. Maybe.
It's like the Doctor Who of dwarves. They just keep recasting them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's sort of like how you can't tell the difference between a male dwarf and a female dwarf because they all have beards. They're all also named some form of George.
I'm half surprised, like John, you didn't have him like walk out and like walk back in with like a wig on and be like different person.
For all you know, he did.
It could be very good at disguises. We don't know.
Also, none of you are all that bright.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
But I'm very perceptive when I'm not looking at Moog's ass.
Look, Gigi's very smart.
is
She
never.
just doesn't care.
Someone just described the entirety of my high school career.
Looking at Moog's ass?
Yeah.
That too.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see what we've got on the Book of Faces. Now, if you want to participate in some of these Q&A sessions, but you would rather do it face to face, you should hurry on over to authorsanddragons.com and get your tickets and hotel reservations for Authors and Dragons Con 2023 this August in Portland, Oregon. Tickets are selling out fast, so get your ass on over there. This has been your friendly weekly reminder. Misty.
Well, it's funny you should say that, John, because Stephanie Taylor wanted to know, are there any must-sees in Portland for the con?
Us?
Us.
I think
And
she
that's
meant
how you
besides
can
us.
tell that Judy and I have been friends for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Voodoo Donuts, which are legendary. They've got like maple bacon donuts.
Somebody needs to bring me that shit.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
so-
also have really good vegan donuts. For
Oh.
one person here.
Yeah,
What
I've
is
never
not
been
vegan
out west.
about a donut?
Eggs.
A lot of them will
eggs
use
and
egg,
milk,
milk,
butter.
and some of them use like fat. For
And some
like,
of them have bacon on them.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Bacon donuts,
probably not vegan.
probably not.
I do miss the legendary Worcester vegan donuts that are no more.
Mm.
Oh.
They were so good.
Yeah,
I
I've
never
not.
had to worry about getting sick eating them. They were really, really
Ooh,
good.
those sound very good.
I've been to Portland, but it was many moons ago, and it was purely for a work trip, so I didn't see anything in Portland when I was there, so I have no idea. Other than us,
Isn't
Same.
I
there
got
an
nothing.
amazing bookstore in Portland?
I'm sure there are lots.
Oh,
I think
what's
Powell's is
There's a
in
lot of
Seattle, isn't it?
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
what I was thinking of. Yeah.
I don't know where
there's.
Abe Books is. I think they're out
There,
west. I'm sure there are solid. Comment. Leave a
yeah.
leave a note in the comments or post a note on our Facebook page, and next time we will report back with your best options. One of you is in charge of looking that up and making a note because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, please let us
Not it.
let us know what we should do in Portland because I think a majority of us have never been and have not much of a clue what to actually do. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than
let us
hang out with
know.
us and hang out with y'all.
Exactly, which
Which is
sounds
why
like
you're
a good
paying
time.
all the money anyway. So, you know.
Right.
It's
Not
true.
supposed to be going off campus. You're supposed to be following the authors and dragons around in adoration and bringing them ciders when they look thirsty. So,
Yeah,
Mm,
that is valid.
Accurate.
Or Starbucks, like I was brought during recording.
exactly, exactly. Well, then
All right.
our other question is I'm going to mess this name up, and I'm sorry, but Jamin Stech or Stetch, I'm not sure. Please forgive me because I don't know precisely how to say it, but I tried. Wants to know what is your biggest hope or your biggest fear? They do not ask whether it's our character or us, so go nuts.
my, what a big question.
I know,
Big,
right?
biggest hope,
This
winning the lottery. Biggest fear, not winning the lottery.
I don't know. After hearing what happens to lottery winners,
I
you probably
know.
should dread it. Like, so many of them end up dead and miserable within just a few months.
I'm going to
We're
tell you
all
something,
going to
Rachel.
end up dead
Yeah,
regardless, and Rick already lives in Jersey.
yeah. I'm going to tell you right now.
That's true.
I've tried poor. It sucks. I'm willing to run the risk of trying rich.
Rich and miserables would
Yeah.
be a new flavor.
Yeah.
If it sucks, I'll be more than happy to admit it afterwards.
Let
Yeah.
me try it first, though.
I'm even okay with winning the lottery when it's only like 20 million. I'm fine with that. That, you know.
You know,
I'm good for a
you
starter
only get
lottery.
like 5
Mm.
million, which sounds really
Oh
awful. You
no.
only get like
5
5
million.
Oh, darn.
However will
I
I
know.
live?
I just
But
don't
no,
know how to
if you
survive.
ever want to be horrified, just watch some documentaries on lottery winners, and I'm
Mhm.
like, nope, I'm quite happy being poor in
But
comparison.
but see, the thing is, most of them did dumb stuff. You know, like that one guy
Well,
carried
like
money
Almost
buying a
around in
lottery
his
ticket.
everyone,
car.
yeah,
So
almost everyone who wins the lottery has done dumb stuff with it. Like, there's
I mean,
very
right.
few lottery success stories.
by definition, it's a penalty for being bad at math.
Yep.
So,
Specifically, probability.
right.
The trick is to have a plan.
Mhm.
Like I was talking to my oldest the other day. And I was like, something. If we win something like the Powerball, we set aside $1 million as this is our pissing away cash to get it out of our system. Everything else, though, either goes into new house, all paying off bills, everything else, and goes away. And no, you do not touch it.
Yep.
I
4% rule,
need a
baby.
whole lot more. I need a whole lot more pissing away and getting it out of.
See,
I
okay,
got a
okay,
whole lot
okay,
more
okay,
in my
so
system than $1 million will get me.
so
I don't know.
John
Have
will
you ever
wind up
spent $1
on that
million?
next documentary.
See, I have a friend who's a lawyer. We used to go to the USC games and tailgate together back in the olden days before my son was even born. That's how long ago this was. But he and
Less
I
than a
have an
minute.
agreement. I right? And he and I have an agreement. If I ever win the lottery, he's my first phone call.
Mm.
So, I've already got a lawyer already on standby waiting to be my lottery lawyer. So,
And the other
My
thing
lottery
is tell
lawyer.
nobody.
Yes.
Like
Tell
literally,
no one.
yeah,
Get a lawyer.
yeah.
Yep.
Like I think the first thing I will do
Financial advisor.
will be like to call up my cell phone provider and cancel everybody's phones so we can cancel internet. So we are pretty much on lockdown until we get this shit settled.
It's
That's
funny
what they
because
actually say do. You lock all your social media. You find out if you can report anonymously. Most lotteries do not allow you to do it, but if you can, certainly do that. And then basically you cut off ties with everyone. You lock everything down. You change all your forms of communication. Contact a lawyer. Go collect your ticket. See if you can do it as long as possible
Yeah.
to prepare. And then just be a hermit. Get your goat farm. Go away
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I'm
try
calling
to
Scott
live on
before I
the
call my
4%
mother.
rule where you only pull out 4% of the total each year because even in a terrible market, the interest you will earn will repay yourself and effectively you can live
Right.
in a perpetual motion money machine.
In
You can
it's
also do it
fun.
by investing wisely in the stock market and bonds, but my accountant side is coming out and I will just keep talking, so I'm shutting up now.
I will just go on record as saying all like we're joking around, but my goal, if I had like if it was enough to like live on, that's one thing. But if it was like an insane amount, like a Powerball, my goal would be to take a big chunk and try to do something good with it. Like make the
Mm.
actual try to do what I can so that like on my deathbed I can be like, yeah, I left the world a slightly better place than I found it.
Mhm.
You
I've always
already
thought it would
have.
be.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Ever so slightly.
I've always thought it would be fun to take the money and take some of the money and invest in all of my friends' small businesses, but do it anonymously so they don't know it's me. And either that or make them sign an NDA so they can't tell anybody it was me. And so all of a sudden, everybody I know is like super successful, and
Yes.
nobody knows why.
It's funny
But
because we've kind of been watching this happen with Magic the Gathering the past couple of weeks.
Mm.
If you watched the side quest I did with two of my Magic buddies, there was a multi-million-dollar bounty placed on one Magic card.
on the
A-
ring,
the one of
okay.
one serialized One Ring.
Wow,
There was a standing offer before the set even released of over $2 million.
wow.
Well, it's been opened. It's been authenticated, and apparently the guy that opened it works two jobs and drives a forklift for a living and bought one random pack of cards and probably
Wow.
changed his life.
That's awesome.
Now, they've done a good job of keeping him anonymous.
Yeah, he's Canadian, I think,
Yeah,
which they have, I think, different rules on that kind of stuff.
and there's a shop, the game store that he frequents, they made an announcement, hey, we know the guy. It wasn't sold here, so I'm guessing he bought it at Walmart or something.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, it wasn't sold here, but we know the guy. He's a good guy. We're keeping his name quiet.
That's
But yeah,
nice.
some
Good.
rando, which is good because everybody expected some influencer to
Who bought?
open it or one of the big stores to open it. Um,
Yeah, someone who bought, 300 packs and gotta
yeah,
Right.
go.
Very Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah,
Factory.
like Augustix Gloop.
That's what I was thinking.
spent like 35 or 40 bucks at a Walmart or Target or whatever they have that's that equivalent in Canada.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no. He was walking home from work and he looked down and he saw an old golden dollar coin in the sewer and he picked it up and he bought a pack of, well, okay, maybe a $5
Nah,
coin, but whatever.
the world needed like a Mike
With,
TV with that. It's like, yeah, I found it. I don't really like this stupid game.
now the question is who's going to buy it?
Yeah.
Right.
Because if there was an offer before it was released of over 2 million, the only reason you're going to preempt with an offer that high is if you expect the sale price at an auction to be significantly higher.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So we're talking about the most expensive trading card ever printed at this point.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
beat the Charizard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think the one that Logan Paul bought, I think he paid $500,000 for that.
What the fuck
think
is wrong with
so.
people? It's a
Post
card.
It's their
Malone beat
money.
that.
Yeah.
Post Malone paid $800,000 for a Magic card that isn't even playable, isn't even legally playable.
Wow.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if one of the two of them didn't end up with it, because they're both got stupid money
Right.
and they're into collectibles. That's kind of part of their whole thing. But yeah,
Yep.
Wow.
that would be my first two. That would be my first two people I reached out to. Would be Logan Paul and Post Malone, because I'm like, yeah, my number's 5.
Be interesting to see.
$5?
Yeah, not exactly.
$5.
All right, so that brings us to the end of this episode of Quest for Competence. Please join us again in 2 weeks, where we find out what Moog tries to set on fire next. And in the meantime, join us next week for a side quest. And don't forget to go buy all our books and pick up your tickets to Authors and Dragons Con.
And tip your waiter.
They work hard for their money. Bye.
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 Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons!